You're wearing a TAG Heuer watch. You paid a premium for it. You chose it because it felt independent, prestigious, exclusive. But here's the thing. TAG Heuer doesn't really exist the way you think it does. So before we go any further, let me ask you one question. Do you actually know who you gave your money to? Because the answer is going to change the way you shop forever. Look at these brands. Hublot, Zenith, Bulgari, TAG Heuer, Louis Vuitton, Dior, Givenchy, Fendi, Sephora, Tiffany, Dom Pérignon, all different, all separate, all competing for your money. Or so you think. Now watch what happens when I group them. One company, all of them. Did you know that? Did anyone tell you? And then there's this group. Cartier, IWC, Jaeger-LeCoultre, Piaget, Vacheron Constantin, Lange and Söhne, Panerai, Montblanc, Van Cleef & Arpels, Dunhill. Another company, all of them too. 2 companies, dozens of brands, and you thought you were choosing. So who are these 2 companies? The first one is LVMH, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, a French conglomerate run by Bernard Arnault, the richest man in the world. They don't make just one thing. They own 75 brands across fashion, watches, jewelry, cosmetics, wine, and hospitality. Every time you walk into a Sephora, pop a bottle of Moet, or buy a Bulgari ring, that's LVMH collecting your money. The second one is Richemont, less famous but just as powerful. A Swiss group run by Johann Rupert. They specialize in luxury watches and jewelry. Cartier, IWC, Jaeger-LeCoultre, Piaget, Vacheron Constantin, all Richemont. If it has a Swiss movement and a prestigious name, there's a good chance Richemont owns it. Now here's how they got here. Neither of these companies started big. They grew quietly, one acquisition at a time. LVMH bought TAG Heuer in 1999, then Hublot in 2008, then Bulgari in 2011, then Tiffany in 2021 for $15.8 billion, the biggest luxury acquisition in history. Richemont did the same, slowly buying up Swiss watchmakers, one historic house after another, until they controlled an entire industry. They didn't build these brands. They bought the trust you already had in them. And that's the part nobody talks about. So why don't they just merge everything under one name? If LVMH owns TAG Heuer and Hublot, why not just call them both LVMH watches and be done with it? Because that would destroy billions of dollars in value overnight. Here's the thing about luxury. You're not buying a product. You're buying an identity. A TAG Heuer buyer sees themselves as a sports-driven, high-performance person. A Hublot buyer wants to be seen as bold, flashy, modern. A Bulgari buyer wants elegance and Italian heritage. These are completely different people with completely different self-images. The moment you put them all under one roof, that identity collapses. The magic disappears. So LVMH keeps the walls up on purpose, and it goes deeper than identity. It's also about price segmentation. TAG Heuer sits at $5,000 to $10,000. Hublot sits at $15,000 to $50,000. Bulgari goes even higher, all owned by the same company, but priced to capture every level of the luxury market. You think you're choosing between competitors. You're actually just picking which tier of the same company you can afford. Then, there's market protection. When 2 competing brands are secretly owned by the same parent, that parent cannot lose. If TAG Heuer loses a customer to Hublot, LVMH still wins. They've built a wall around the entire market and put competing doors on it to make you feel like you have options. The brand name isn't just marketing. It's a carefully constructed illusion designed to make you feel independent while your money flows to the exact same place. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. Meet Sarah and Ahmed. They're getting married next year. Over the past 6 months, here's what they bought. Engagement ring, Tiffany, $12,000. LVMH. Wedding bands, Bulgari, his and hers, $8,000. LVMH. Her bridesmaid gifts, Sephora beauty sets, 4 of them, $600. LVMH. His groomsmen gifts, TAG Heuer cufflinks and Montblanc pens, $2,400. Split between LVMH and Richemont. Champagne for the reception, Dom Pérignon and Moet, 50 bottles, $15,000, LVMH. Honeymoon shopping. Louis Vuitton luggage, 4,500. LVMH. Total spent, 42,500. 6 different shopping trips, 6 different stores, 6 different independent choices. But look at where the money went. $37,500 to LVMH, $20,400 to Richemont. They thought they were supporting different brands. They were funding 2 bank accounts. That's not an accident. That's the strategy. Now, before you close your wallet forever, let's be fair for a second. Consolidation isn't purely evil. There are real benefits, and ignoring them would make me just another rage bait channel. When LVMH acquires a struggling brand, they often save it. Hublot was going nowhere before LVMH picked it up. Bulgari was losing relevance. These conglomerates bring capital, global distribution, and marketing muscle that independent brands can't match. Without LVMH, some of these names might not exist today. That's true. But here's the problem. It's not consolidation itself. It's the lie that comes with it. When 2 brands are secretly the same company, there's no real incentive to compete on price, quality, or innovation. You lose. They win. If LVMH said openly, "We own all of these, here's how we price them, here's what you're actually paying for," that would be honest. You could make a real choice. Instead, they spend billions maintaining the fiction of independence. Separate stores, separate campaigns, separate brand presidents giving interviews about their unique vision. The heritage is real. The independence is not. You are paying a premium for exclusivity that doesn't fully exist. You are paying for competition that is partially staged. And you are making choices inside a system specifically engineered to make sure your money never truly leaves. That's not the market working. That's the market being quietly managed. And you were never told. So what do you do with this information? That's up to you. I'm not here to tell you to stop buying luxury. I'm not here to make you feel guilty. That's not the point. The point is, you deserve to know what you're actually buying. So here's what I want you to do right now. Pull out your phone. Think of the last luxury item you bought. Watch, perfume, handbag, whatever. Search who owns brand name. I'll wait. Did the answer surprise you? If you want to go deeper, here are 2 more things. First, explore genuinely independent brands. They exist. In watches, brands like Nomos Glashütte, Grand Seiko, and H. Moser & Key are still independently owned. In beauty, Pi Skincare and Drunk Elephant, before its acquisition, built real followings without conglomerate backing. Independent doesn't mean inferior. Sometimes it means the opposite. Second, just stay aware. You don't have to change your shopping habits at all. But walking into a store knowing the full picture puts you in a completely different position than the person walking in blind. Awareness itself is power. You can buy the Moet, you can wear the TAG Heuer, you can shop at Sephora. Just do it with your eyes open. Remember that TAG Heuer we opened with? That watch you picked because it felt independent, because it felt prestigious, because it felt like your choice. Here's what actually happened the moment you bought it. You bought it from a boutique, but LVMH designed it, manufactured it, marketed it, and profited from it. You never left their system. The boutique was just the last door in a house they built. You didn't buy a TAG Heuer. You bought an LVMH product with a TAG Heuer story attached to it. And look, maybe that's fine. The watch is still beautiful. The craftsmanship is still real. The feeling you get wearing it is still yours. Nobody can take that away. But now you know, and knowing changes everything. That's what this channel is about. Not outrage, not conspiracy, just the information that powerful companies spend a lot of money making sure you never look for. Because this isn't the only industry built on the illusion of choice. If you want to know what else you're not being told, hit subscribe. Next week, I'm breaking down who actually controls what you eat. And trust me, that list is even shorter than this one. Because the most expensive thing in the world isn't a Patek Philippe or a Cartier bracelet. It's making a decision without the full picture. See you in the next one.